In November 2000, Colorado voters legalized medical marijuana with the approval of Amendment 20. This article authorized the possession of limited amounts of medical marijuana for patients and their primary caregivers. While the United States cannabis market's immense growth continues as a result of the legalization effort, trends are global. Cannabis possession is illegal in most countries under a 1925 treaty called the International Opium Convention. But just like the US, some nations either disregard the treaty or don't enforce it. Outside the US, legalization supporters consider pot possession either legal or tolerated in Argentina, Bangladesh, Cambodia, Canada, Chile, Colombia, the Czech Republic, India, Jamaica, Jordan, Mexico, Portugal, Spain, Uruguay, Germany, and the Netherlands. Marijuana is a global, multi-billion-dollar industry with programs for medical use that have been running in places like Germany, Canada, Australia, Israel, and the Czech Republic. Uruguay, Peru, Colombia, and the Netherlands have been some of the few countries to legalize the consumption and possession of cannabis. While in Spain, adults are permitted in certain jurisdictions to join associations where groups of collective adults consume and grow cannabis. For example, countries like Canada have already installed a fully functional nationwide medical program and will plan to implement a recreational program by the next year. In the US, Colorado still remains a central model of the modern cannabis economy. In 2010, the Colorado government ruled in favor of industry advocates as legislators passed the Colorado Medical Marijuana Code to regulate the commercialization of marijuana. Now, the recent Colorado Senate bill addressing the regulation of out-of-state investment in cannabis found that marijuana businesses need to have ready access to capital from investors in states outside of Colorado. The marijuana industry has been in recent years either one of the fastest or the fastest growing industry in the country. The industry experienced astronomical growth with revenues rising 54.7% during 2014 following the legalization of recreational marijuana consumption in Colorado and Washington. With a higher demand for medicinal uses of cannabis, Big Pharma looks to meet this demand by creating CBD and THC pills for ill patients. Medical marijuana has been the main driver of the industry for the past 10 years due to its ability to help patients cope with various symptoms and its potential for high profitability. Furthermore, the cannabinoid-based pharmaceutical market has potential to exceed $50 billion annually. Cannabis-based medicines can relieve an incredible number of symptoms, including nausea from chemotherapy, loss of appetite among HIV-positive patients, multiple sclerosis spasms, depression, anxiety, sleep disorders, psychosis, and Tourette syndrome, and many more. The market could reach $100 billion annually with more than 50 million consumers in the US. Investors can gain high returns on investment through vertical integration of the industry. Although a federal prohibition is in place, there are an estimated 20 million people in the US who consume cannabis every month, and $40 billion was generated in 2010 in the illegal US market for cannabis. Within 10 years, the cannabis industry is expected to reach a combined total market of $100 billion annually and more than 50 million consumers in the US if federal prohibition is discontinued. The international market is still in the early stages of a power secular growth for cannabis ventures. In this article, Black Legend Capital, an investment bank and M&A advisory group based in Los Angeles with satellite offices in Houston, New York, and London, which focuses on energy, consumer products, technology, and the cannabis industries, along with CEO and founder Claudia Della Mora and managing director George Matten, discusses expectations for the future of the industry and how to take advantage of the explosive growth in the cannabis industry through investments.